What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary reaction video. So we got NBA legends explain why you shouldn't talk trash to Larry Bird in the building. So with no further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. Now, since you probably seen a couple of my NBA legends talking about Larry Bird videos, now you know that he's one of my favorite players of all time, my second most favorite player of all time. And the reason why I do this that often is simply because, to me, I know every once in a while I also have some people watching the show who are a little bit younger, and to me it's always important to show the younger folks that basketball IQ and heart are the most important attributes to become a professional basketball player. And of course, it helps to be a great shooter and it helps to have different kind of skill sets. But Larry Bird, skill-wise, obviously was the greatest, but to me, that was not what made him special. And it's always nice to have NBA.
I feel like before he goes into depth more why he feel like Larry Bird is special, and it's not because skill. I feel like it's more so mentality. And of course his IQ was phenomenal. He could see the floor from all the way down the floor, set up his teammates strategically so they can score. Everybody touches the ball, but the ultimate goal to win the game, right? And it being a team sport, and him being a team player, and this overall complete package, complete player as well. But I just feel like his mentality, let alone all the adversity he overcame, um, from a physical standpoint, all through the injuries, fighting through his injuries, being a leader, showing up for his team, and suffering in silence, basically, with the injuries that he suffered with, while still sustaining that high IQ, let alone skill set, phenomenal skill set that he have, with his jumper, being able to create space, um, alongside his IQ to um, be able to make shot making moments or just being a creative shot maker, right? And then on top of it, not only was he a creative shot maker, he was a great hustler. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the slowest, he wasn't the quickest. I guess fastest and quickest is the same thing, but he wasn't the top of the top, right? He wasn't the best top of the line overall athlete, right? When it came to being fast or being quick, but also being the strongest, you know what I'm saying? So everything from a physical standpoint, he wasn't the best of the best exceeding in that way, but he exceeded far as mentality where his pain tolerance for his injuries and stuff that he'd been through and have overcame and played through, from a mental standpoint, he did not let those things rent free real estate in his mind. If anything, he focused on the game while still um, continue to build up his game, let alone his skill set. And I feel like that's what makes him great. Because if you can fight through pain, especially with a broken back and so forth, and continue to um, sustain and obtain that high level, um, playing that high level skill set of playing with basically considerably the top players in the world, in the league, in the National Basketball Association. So I feel like that takes on any physical attribute because if your mind is overtaken, then I mean everything else won't fall into place. Your mind is the strongest muscle out of it all. And if your mind is in sync, then your whole body will flow with it. Just like they say, whatever you attract is what you receive. And then they say also, um, whatever you do, everything follows along. So him being able to have that strong mentality made everything smooth, and you would never think half of the things if individuals like Sean didn't show his respects, let alone spread the informative information to school young individuals like me to know the things that Larry Bird been through, let alone his story, you know. So it's always amazing to double back, and I enjoy reacting to all Larry Bird videos and seeing how he basically impacted the NBA and revived the NBA, that alongside his rivalry, which was Magic Johnson in the time when the NBA was just basically in shambles.
Talking about those special qualities that made him the legend. So that's the reason why I do those videos so often. Yeah, in this video, again, NBA legends talking about Larry Bird, how great he was. So let's get right into it.
I remember sitting on the bench watching Kevin McHale and Larry Bird. And Larry Bird did something. To me, I'm still marveled at this. And he got so many people. It was a timeout. And one of our teammates, Bart Kofold, had a camera. Right. He's taking pictures. So Larry Bird came over there and looked at our bench. And he said, three-pointer from right over here. So I'm sitting over there looking like that Babe Ruth calling your shot already, right?
Yeah.
So Isaiah, I'm sitting there looking. He looked down at the floor. Hell, everybody looked down at the floor. He like he threw something. And he hit a three.
Oh, can you believe that?
Shout out to Bird, man. My man is Babe Ruth of basketball instead of baseball. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a recorder, you want to have a camera. So he gave you something to record.
And I remember Kevin kind of looking over at the bench like this is gonna be a long night.
At 11 as we're counting. 13.
Huge rack that time for Bird.
He's still got to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo! Larry Bird!
Buckle up.
Michael Jordan shaking his head. Just embrace the legend and his skills.
At the buzzer
He
with
knew
the
exactly
two-point
what the score was. He knew that that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle.
He ain't took off his top yet. Oh, yeah. I didn't see when he took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, you know, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. You know, he needed those kind of challenges.
What was most memorable stories with Larry that you can tell us about?
I'll share this quick story. We were playing Utah, and back then, you score on a play, you just keep running it until they stop it. So I would have to hit Reggie, go through, set a cross screen for Larry, and Karl Malone was guarding Larry. Larry was killing him. Kevin McHale was locking Karl Malone up on the other end, and Larry was talking about, yeah, we two bad white boys, ain't we? So I remember going across, setting the screen on Karl the first time. Larry came off, caught it, scored. As we were running back down the court, Karl Malone said, young fella, you set a screen on me again like that, I'm gonna knock your head off your shoulder. The whole time I'm running down court, I'm like, damn, is he really gonna do this shit? So I hit Reggie again. I go across to set the pick, and I'm standing in the middle of the lane. Larry cuts off, and I see Karl rear his forearm back like this. I'm like, is this motherfucker really gonna try to do it? And at the last second, I jumped out the way, and I was like, damn, he really? Yeah. And he was gonna take it out on me because Larry was busting his ass.
He a sore loser. He a bully. When you can't combat greatness and you can't withstand it, you gotta go to the little of the little, or I should say, you gotta take the lowest of the lowest action. You know how some people, when they can't embrace your greatness, but they don't want to accept your greatness, So they do the little of the littlest things at the bottom of the totem pole, like the pettiest, most smallest thing they can think of, because you can't defeat greatness, right? So you mean to tell me this man, Karl Malone, couldn't stand up and withstand the greatness of Larry Bird and how he was busting his butt, right? So he called himself taking it out on one of Larry Bird's teammates, obviously shorter than him. Just went the lowest of the lowest. And he's just a cornball. He's just a bum. You know what I'm saying? There's no way else to put it.
Larry Bird would put fear in me and everyone else.
The dude couldn't jump, wasn't fast, wasn't athletic. Dude just knew how to play.
So Larry got in the game one time, and for some reason Chuck Daly puts me in. And Larry looks around and goes, what's up, Sal? I said, nah. He goes, you on me? I said, yeah, I got size on you right now. I've been watching every movie. He goes, y'all not double teaming? And he's looking around. He goes, yo. I go, nah, it's just me, fella. He goes, mouse in the house.
Dude would just tell you where he's going, shoot it in your face, talk shit to you, and run back down the floor.
He catches the ball and looks over at our bench and goes, I'm going to take 2 dribbles right, crossover left.
And he catches the ball, he does this, and he shoots it. He says, Sal, you better ask for a double team, bro.
He takes his 2 dribbles, crossover, pull-up jump shot, and looks over at our bench, and we're all looking at each other like, is he for real?
He was the biggest trash talker back in the day, but he would back it up.
The fact that he's able to back
averaging about 20 and 10 when Bird got here. Yeah. So I'm thinking he's coming to this building. I'm looking at him, but we have the first practice. I'm thinking like, this ought to be a piece of cake. Yeah. Guy don't look fast, don't look good. Yeah. I'm about to.
See? Don't judge a book by its cover. Larry Bird wasn't fast. He wasn't toned in athletic shape to expectation. He didn't jump high, but he knew how to play. Got hustle.
I'm about to do something to him.
Yeah. Indiana.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it changed my opinion about racism in this world. Because I remember he scored the first basket, jet on me. I scored on him, second basket. But as I proceeded, he started going further and further and further away. And by the end of the practice, it finished. The first black person I went to, I said, you know what? That fucking white guy can play down there. So that was my thing.
Was he giving you kind of looks, or what was it?
No, he didn't give you the looks, but then every other person of color would ask me when the Celtics got ready to play, they're like, yo, man, how's this kid Bird? You about to find out. You about to find out. Right.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip, I'm going to play this with left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
And rest in peace to this guy, man.
It's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play.
Rest in peace to him, man. He's legendary.
With left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
It was at a time when, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget it. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed.
And at the end of 3 quarters, I get 27 points left-handed. Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one.
But you're playing the dream team, and I'm kind of wondering, when you walk in that gym, like, what was it like?
It was one of the best times of my life. You know how it is. You're on the precipice of maybe reaching your dream, but at that time, it was no Instagram where you could see what Magic's eating at night or what Jordan's doing. It was none of this. So it was like stardom. I just remember my first day.
This man always looked the same, bro. It's like this man don't age, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's like crazy. But rest in peace to Bill Walton, man. Rest in peace, John.
And I see a sign. It says Mr. Bird and Mr. Weber. And I'm like, no way. I get in the car and it's Larry Bird. Shake his hand. I'm quiet, trying to feel that balance in the car and everything. And it's the old school limo sitting in the back. And when we get out, he doesn't say much. But when we get out, he goes, hope you get your sleep tonight because I'm going to bust your ass tomorrow.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to say, but I knew this is a moment you have to say something. And I was like, Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me.
I'm listening to the radio and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird.
Today.
The name speaks for itself. You ain't got to do the talking.
Bird. He makes the strike. Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn.
You know, I was born in the 80s, and for me, it was very tough to watch Larry Bird play, not because I didn't like watching him, but I grew up in Germany, and in Germany, it was very tough in the early 90s to catch NBA basketball. So when I finally got to watch NBA basketball on a regular basis, that was basically his last year. So all the knowledge that I got was from getting VHS tapes, watching like hundreds of games, watching highlight reels, even though they are not really given the correct analysis, but watching just so many videos about this guy. And if there's one player that I wish I really could have seen in his prime, like when I was in my adulthood and watch him in his prime, it would be Larry Bird. I was able to catch Michael Jordan's prime. I missed Larry Bird's prime. That is one of my biggest regrets because I really fell in love with this guy. Honestly, I really fell in love with this guy and what he stood for, the whole persona.
And now that he's talking about and elaborating how he fell in love with Larry Bird, comment down below, family, and tell me how you fell in love with Larry Bird when you first found out about him. How I admire Larry Bird is basically his mentality, man. We don't learn nothing through times of comfort. And actually, when we strive to be comfortable, we actually age more, versus striving to be uncomfortable and doing the things that we're not very fond of doing, but we know out of that discomfort will extract wisdom and actually grow and evolve from it. And I feel like Larry Bird, with his mentality and being a leader, definitely set the tone for many other players after. I mean, my other favorite player, Kobe Bryant, fingers broke in the middle of a game, man, popped his finger back in the game. You know what I'm saying? I seen that game where he popped his finger back in and just continued to play it. So it's not that it's cool, but it's the matter of how hard and ambitious these guys was and put everything on the line when it came to the game of basketball. The game that I admire and love watching. So, yeah.
That's the other great thing. It's not just him as a basketball player with his skill set and those kind of things, but what he stood for, this trash talking skills, that hustling after every loose ball, that never give up attitude. The whole thing, we don't find players or hardly find players like that. And so I'm a little bit jealous on you guys who were born in the 70s and who got to see Larry Bird play in the 80s. But hey, I'm still grateful that I had the chance to at least do my homework and see his last season. And yeah, the guy's a legend to me. Really love this dude. Anyway, if you have some love letters for Larry, post in the comments below. And hopefully I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.
All right, family. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. Until next time, family. Peace.